What's up, everybody? So we have the 11th pick today. PPR draft. We're using FantasyPros, but we're actually going to draft against live people. So you're seeing it go down as we go. So first pick, they took Jefferson. Second pick, looks like they are okay. They're going Jamar Chase. So we got wide receiver, then McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to be solid. It's just you're always scared of kind of a San Francisco injury curse. Yeah, so let's click on the roster just so we can have that ready to go for ourselves. So like I said, we have the 11th pick, and Jefferson, Chase, and McCaffrey have gone off the board so far. This guy's running down the clock. Probably is on auto pick. Okay, so they gave him Tyreek Hill. Next up, Travis Kelce. I don't think I can take him in round one this year. He is a round one talent, don't get me wrong. I just don't like the build of my team when I've tried to draft him. With my very first pick, I might do a video on that also and show you kind of what I can come up with, but it's really not my favorite way to start my team off. I feel like there's still good tight end value later on in the draft. I would rather get 2 stud receivers if possible, 2 running backs, like at least an anchor for each. But it looks like after Kelce, it went Eckler, then Cup, then Diggs, then St. Brown. So looks like we're gonna get our choice of some pretty good players, as we should with the first pick. Alright, so we are up. Just another look at the draft board, even though we've seen what's been going down. Take a look at the cheat sheets. Let's hide the drafted players. With my first pick this year, I'm either going running back or I'm going receiver, whichever has the best available. And it looks like right now, I'd probably say Saquon Barkley is the best available player. So we'll start with a real good running back. And then we will go back here. Actually, we can take a look at this too. I'm back on the clock. Okay, so Saquon went to me, then CD after me, then AJ Brown, and I am back. So right now, I probably want to get the best available receiver. Davante Adams scares me a little bit just because of Jimmy, but at the same time, it is Davante. But Garrett Wilson, I think we have to believe in that jump now with Rodgers, so let's go with Garrett Wilson. So we are going to start Saquon, then Garrett Wilson. It's not too bad. However, just looking it up over here, the Jets do have towards the end of a little bit harder of a schedule for receivers, but we'll see what Rodgers can do with the boys. So back to what we got going on over here. So I took Garrett Wilson. They went double running back, Chubb and Bijan. Trash Pandas went with Amon-Ra, obviously first, and then followed it up with Davante Adams. It's pretty good if Davante is himself. That's a really good one too. All right, then Tony Pollard comes off the board. Chris Olave comes after that. So with my next pick, with my first 4 picks, ideally, the way I've been kind of practicing and looking at things, I want to come out of here, unless value's crazy on something, but we'll see. I want to come out of the first 4 rounds with 2 good receivers and 2 good running backs, unless we get crazy lucky with one of the elite quarterbacks, because I feel like at that point we can run the risk down here and past here with whoever we have left, and in doing so, we'll stack up a pretty good skill positions and maybe look at tight ends who's available. Maybe Waller makes it. I'm happy to take Goddard with my 6th round pick. I think he's gonna have a good year. All right, so time ran out on that dude. He went with Derrick Henry that round. What I'm really surprised about right now is that Ramondre hasn't gone, but we'll see if he makes it to where I am. Let's take a look at the cheat sheets here in a second as you see who's coming off the board. There goes Ramondre. There's the first quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. There's Josh Allen. You knew that was going to happen right after that. Someone sees one of the top QBs go, and usually there's a, at least one or two afterwards where people are also taking the next best available quarterback. All right, and T. Higgins went. Travis Etienne went. Jahmyr Gibbs, Calvin Ridley. So this guy has to take a running back or something else other than a receiver. Yep, there goes Jalen Hurts. So we knew we weren't going to get one of the top three. But we'll see what lies here. This guy is definitely probably going to take a receiver. Damn, he went back to back to back running backs. I don't know about that. So I think at this point we could probably take Aaron Jones, solidify our running back. We'll have some good receivers to pick from next if we want to go that route. We still have a good tight end bunch available. Probably could have taken Mark Andrews now that I think about it. Got a little too quick on that. Just goes to show you have to pay attention to who's available. I don't think anyone really thought Andrews would last to that point. He might make it to us right here. Either way, we got ourselves one of the top tight ends. Yeah, look at that. I'll easily take one of them with one of these picks. So it kind of just comes down to your preference here. Hawkinson's going to be in a really pass-heavy offense, but Andrews is always Andrews, so you know what? No. We're going to go with Hawkinson just because of the Ravens, all their different options. I think they're going to feed Hawkinson a little bit more than Andrews might get this year. So let's go back to the draft board. It's a pretty good start. Ideally, we should probably take a look at receiver and quarterback next. So he's already got his quarterback. We got to worry about him twice. He has his. We got to worry about him. Worry about him. Worry about him. He just took a quarterback. Who's available? Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence are the tier 2 quarterbacks left according to FantasyPros. I'd be happy with any of them. So that's a decent little selection to pick from. Burrow does worry me, but we'll see how he does going into the season if he's healthy. So receivers though, we'll see how this plays out, because depending on how this goes, we might need to hit a decent quarterback here before we run out. Other than that, honestly, I kind of like Jerry Jeudy. I think he's going to have a bounce back year with Russell Wilson in that Sean Payton offense. He's the receiver with the most potential on that team anyway, and he was taken over towards the end of the year last year. So we'll look at the quarter. Oh, there goes Jerry Jeudy. Okay, he's not going to last. So we might need a quarterback next round. What do we have left? So we got those three. Because I'm fine with any of these guys to be my wide receiver too, to be honest with you. I mean, at least down to Ayuk. Lockett, Ayuk, Deontay Johnson, and Christian Watson. I'm perfectly okay with being my wide receiver too, because we have a pretty nice squad right now, I'd say. This is how the draft board is played out. Metcalf is gone. Andrews, Harris, Fields, Sanders, Godwin, Samuel, Jeudy, like I said. London, Kenneth Walker, That's pretty good value right there. Scary Terry, Joey B. There goes all the quarterbacks that we wanted. There they all went. Let's go back here. So we're about to be up next. Honestly, at this point, I feel like maybe we can just get Tua later if we really need to. We need to take a good receiver here. Everything's getting snatched up. As a wide receiver too, do we want... Who do we want, man? Do we want Deontay? Do we want Tyler Lockett? Do we want Ayuk? I think we got to go with Deontay at this point. Just the sheer amount of volume he could get. So we'll go with Deontay Johnson as our number 2 receiver. And then we'll just see how the board looks. Okay, so they took Lockett. Who do we have? Honestly, I think we have to take the best available just talent. I'm happy to go with James Conner at this point. He can offer pretty decent upside for where he is being taken. So taking a look at the draft board, we have our 2 running backs, our 2 receivers, our tight end. We have our flex. We can always get a better flex also, though. We'll take a look at what we got. Who's going right now, though? This guy? Alright. Damn, he took Rodgers early as hell. Fuck that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm taking Rodgers that early. I wouldn't even draft Rodgers. I mean, if it really came down to dire straits, I still wouldn't want to. I think our squad looks pretty good right now. These fools need to hurry up and pick, though. Bastard. Okay, Ayuk didn't last. So we still need a quarterback. Should have taken Lamar Jackson back when we had the chance. I think he would have definitely lasted. Taking Lamar Jackson here. Bam, bam, bam. I mean, we could have taken Hawkinson maybe here anyways. And then when it gets back to us, see, nobody took James Conner. Could have maybe taken James Conner instead. And of course, this guy takes Deshaun Watson when I need something. So who do we have? Let's take a look at the cheat sheets real quick. So, yeah. Honestly, at this point, I'll take Tua. Just make sure I have something. Fuck you. I don't know. That's what happens sometimes when you're drafting. You just panic. See? I'm not perfect. I'm coming to you live. Straightforward. Well, not really live, but what you see is what you get. I ain't perfect. So, should probably take a decent receiver here. I'm going to go with Jordan Addison, that rookie in Minnesota. I think he's going to get a good opportunity this year. You know, working with JJ. Rookie receivers, second-year receivers, third year, they just all been balling out as of late. So, realistically, you know, if I'm looking at my team right now, if I'm walking out of this in real life, I'm kind of torn, but when I look at it deeper and deeper, Tua can put up big numbers. It's just about his health. Barkley can easily finish a top 5 running back, higher than that. Jones. But Jordan Love being QB as a rookie, he might rely on him quite a bit. I think we all expect Wilson to have a decent, pretty good year this year with Rodgers throwing to him. And then Deontay Johnson. Yeah, he didn't have a very good year last year. I think he rebounds. I think he gets a touchdown at least. And then Hawkinson balls out with the Vikings. He's going to get a bunch of targets. James Conner, yeah, you have to worry about his health, and you kind of have to worry about the Arizona offense, but I'm kind of willing to take that risk, at least looking at it from this perspective. But looking back, I know I may have reached for him. I think I already explained that a little bit ago, kind of my thought process on that. But just looking at what we have, you know, we have Connor, Jones, Barkley. So there's 3 running backs. Wilson, Deontay, Addison, 3 receivers, 1 tight end. When you draft a top 3 tight end, you don't need to draft a backup. You can stream 1 week when you need the replacement and then just leave it at that. So up next is just about getting the best available that we can get at any position. If Juju's there, I'll take Juju. If honestly, I'll take Zach Charbonnet if he's there. I like the rookie out of Seattle. Where are we at though? Let's take a look at this draft board. It's been a while since it's been my pick, it feels like. So they took Dotson after I took Addison. Dalvin Cook, took him as a free agent, so we don't know where he's going to end up yet. Brandon Cooks, good pick. Dylan, a little early for Dylan in my opinion, but I could be dead wrong. Pickens, that's okay. Then Burks, Brian Robinson, Rashad Penny, Gabe Davis. I think Gabe Davis is a nice little sleeper pick. So is Jackson Smith. I don't even know how to say his last name, even though I've heard it. P. Ryan, solid pick with Javante's health. You maybe never know. Jamal Williams, we'll see if he vultures TDs. Cortland Sutton, he screwed me last year, but we'll see how he does this year. There goes Juju. There goes Michael Thomas. Zay Flowers from Baltimore, and then Bateman. I don't trust Bateman. He may be healthy. He may not be healthy. It seems like it's always something. I hope he does stay healthy. I hope he is healthy, but it's always something. And then with Odell being there now, obviously you still have Andrews. Yeah, so let's see who is the best available that we can take. So out of this, we have decent, or about even everywhere. So it truly is whoever you think is best available. I'm going to go with a little bit of upside and maybe go with Charbonnet. But I could go Elijah Moore here. That's a toss-up for me. I could go Elijah Moore. But I'll go with Charbonnet. We'll see if Elijah Moore is available on the next pick. And then if that's the case, we'll go with him. He's gone anyway. You son of a bitch. Did he really? Yup. You son of a bitch. Alright. At this point, I'll just throw a dart on Kadarius Toney. Hopefully he can start when I need him to start. Other than that, I don't really care. He can stay on my bench. Or I'll drop him. It's just always something. But I hope he can put it together this year. I hope he stays okay. I hope he doesn't have any weird injuries or anything. But it's been a kind of one thing after another with him. So we'll see what we get here. So let's go back to the draft board. Go back to the draft board. Let's see what we got. Be sure to comment and let me know where you think I really fucked up, and where you think I should have done something better, or what you think. Just let me know. Curious to see what everyone thinks. Open to feedback. Strong. It's kind of weird to play this year though. I mean, obviously you have the wide receivers that are being heavily targeted first, but that also might create the gap of maybe you could snag some real good running backs, and with your first and second pick, or your first 3 picks, 2 of them might be running backs, just depending on who might be available. Because there's a lot of wide receiver depth, but if you do that, you run the risk of not getting a stud receiver. You might get a couple of good ones, but you might not get that wide receiver one, that rock that you want. But on the flip side, you'll have the rock running back. Not many teams might have that. So when you're, when they're zigging, you're zagging. You got the strong running back core. They have the strong receiver core, but they might have a weak running back core, while you still have a decent wide receiver core. Tyler Lockett in the middle rounds can hold it down. I'd be fine with Judy as one of my 2 receivers. He can hold it down, I think, this year. Brandon Cooks might be a decent sneaky back end pickup who could be a wide receiver too for you. So if you wanted to go double running back, it can work. I don't know about going triple running back, but you know, everyone has their own strategy. So let's see what we have here. So I'm still just attacking depth here. So who's the best available for what we have? I think we should get another receiver here. I'm happy to take Zay Jones. I would also take Adam Thielen, but he's a little old. Zay Jones obviously is much younger, but we do have to worry about Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley. So I mean, at this point, he's a bench piece for us, a spot, you know, slide in. I think Zay Jones is fine. He's just fine. So we're back up. Let's look at another running back here. You know, in case something happens to Bijan, Tyler is going to be the next up. So not only do we have that going for us, but we need a running back depth piece anyway. So let's take him. Like I said, I don't draft a backup tight end, especially when you have such a premium that you paid. I guess we kind of got to steal for him, in my opinion, 4th round. But again, you know, I did draft him over Andrews, but I like Hawkinson's upside better in that Minnesota offense. I think you could be taking Andrews and be fine. So you know, it's kind of personal preference, but I've always had a thing for Hawkinson. Pause. But yeah. So with this last piece, probably take another receiver. I might go DPJ. Might go Thielen. Is DJ Chark? I'll take DJ Chark with my next pick because on the depth chart he's listed as the wide receiver 1. Oh, I thought it'd let me queue it. Guess not. Okay, so let's go back to the draft board. Take a look. By the way, I didn't say it earlier. I saw it though. Dude took Justin Tucker super early. Same dude who took Rodgers super early. I would love to play this dude in my league. Please, I'll match up with you every week. Yeah, not a fan. Kirk Cousins. So that guy took 2 quarterbacks. You don't need to take 2 quarterbacks. I mean, I will say the one quarterback I would take as a backup just to snipe from other people would be Anthony Richardson. Did he get taken? He probably did. Yep. This guy took Anthony Richardson. That's the only quarterback I would take as a backup, just in case. Because that could be a bargaining chip down the road, too. It could be a bargaining chip down the road, for sure. So we're almost up. I'm hoping that DJ Chark is available. I think that'll give us a decent squad. Just looking at it right now, I'm okay with my team. It's honestly not my favorite, but I'm okay with it. Sometimes you nail these, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're in the middle. I'm going to take DJ Chark. Friends, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. Seems like they might have some low-scoring games here and there. And then kicker. Take whoever's in a dome, I guess. You can stream this too. Carlson's in a dome. And as I say it, of course. Fuck you, bastard. Let me know what you guys think of my team. I mean, for the situations that we encountered, for the pick we started with, positional scarcity, however you want to take this into consideration, let me know. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you'd have changed. Show me your teams. If you've already drafted, show me your teams. If you're about to draft, do you know what pick you have? My real draft isn't until September 3rd, and I won't know what pick I'm getting until 1 hour beforehand. So It's exciting, but it's also a little nerve-wracking because you don't know how to properly plan. And that's why you do mock drafts from multiple different positions, multiple times a day. I mean, you want to give yourself the best chance to win. So they took Dalton Kincaid with their last pick. Little rookie. He might be pretty decent though. But we still need a kicker. Is Younghoe available? No, he's gone. I'll take Jason much. Honestly, Zerline is a sneaky pick. I think I'll take Zerline. Playing in New York, or on the New York Jets, I mean. With Rodgers, they're going to have more red zone opportunities, and they're not going to be a horrible team. I don't think so. They might be more likely to go for, the field goal instead of pushing for a touchdown all the time. So we'll go Zerline. See what we got here. So that's gonna look like that's all of it after this guy picks. So let's see what it grades us. All right, so immediately they're giving me a B+. I think that's fair. I waited a little too long on quarterback for my liking. I don't want Deontay Johnson to be my wide receiver too. I'd prefer him to be a flex if I'm gonna have him on my team. But it's not the end of the world. It's a decent squad. I don't know if I'd be super confident, but it's really not too bad. Let's start from the 11th spot. So let me know what you think of this team. Let me know what you would have changed. And yeah, this is for a PPR team. Appreciate you guys watching. This was Mystic Perp Sports. We'll be back again with a different spot to pick from. In the meantime, everyone have a great day. Peace out.